Presently, I'm standing on entrance to Grenada's lone adult penal institution, the Richmond Hill Prison, branded His Majesty's Prison. This institution was established in 1880 to house at least, or for the most, 275 inmates. Presently, it is home to 380. Today, we took our cameras inside of these gates to speak to Prison Commissioner Rupert Nichols, who would explain to us a bit about the rehabilitation process that is provided here at the prisons for its inmates, most of whom are young people. But first, let's listen to the story of a repeat offender who spent 7 years behind bars and has several convictions leveled against him. Andre Frederick said he regrets the path he took as a young man. He's now trying to right his wrong, indicating to us prison life is no life at all. For security purposes, GBN has concealed the face of the individual.
Personally, I would tell you prison, some people say prison is good and bad, but I would tell you prison spoils a young individual because he is exposed to things that he never seen before. So sending a youngster to prison for the first time is like you create whatsoever he become. Because in prison, you hardly have positive. When I say positive, some fellas are just liming, some they on badness, some preaching gangster thing, who planning to do more crime when they go outside. You know, I went to prison 3 times. Yeah, and it's not really a good thing repeating prison, but it is difficult for we young people because from the time you've been to prison once, we get stereotyped. Everybody see you as a bad person because normally we scorn prisoners. Prison, there is program. Because I would tell you the first time I read a novel in prison. So I would say thanks to prison that I could read a novel, you know.
He warns young people against badman type behavior, associating with the wrong crowd and disobeying parents.
Number one, listen to your parents. Because my head was really hard, very stubborn. And I get to appreciate my mother when she gone. So I just wish all those out there who have a queen, please appreciate your mother for who she is. For me, I would advise the young people, the youths today, like me, try the best to maintain a good life. Study, school, education, see if you can get a job, you know, less the streets, bad friends, because that's what winds you up in prison.
Acting Commissioner of Prison Rupert Nichols disclosed that youths account for a significant percentage of the prison population and 64% of them are repeat offenders.
I would say we have a very youthful population. 20 to 29, we have 21.7% of our population. From 30 to 39, 30.6%. 40 to 49, 23.6%. 50 to 59, 15.8%. 60 to 69, 5.7%, and 70 and over, 2.6%.
The correction facility operates on 5 main pillars as part of the rehabilitation process for inmates: academics, skills, counseling, sport, and the religious aspect. Jude Hector, Executive Director of Adult and Teen Challenge, a faith-based non-profit organization, is involved in drug rehabilitation and drug prevention.
Our aim really, if I put it bluntly, is to provide relief for persons who are struggling, particularly with addictions of all different sorts, and helping them to form a viable pathway back to their families, communities, and become productive in our nation, right? So age range, it varies. So a lot of our work right now is being done at Richmond Hill Prison. And this year we are intentionally working with the prison authorities to focus on the men and women. There are only few women there right now, just 4 women and about 374 men. And so we're working with them, especially those who are in the system quite regularly. So it means that if you can help them overcome that challenge, they could potentially lead the system.
Rondell Jessamy, Assistant Program Manager, Adult and Teen Challenge, offered his suggestions.
So First of all, I think we need to really get rid of the stigma associated with rehabilitation. And so this can be done through, advertisements, the social media, educating the people that, addiction is sometimes part of life. And so you can seek help in alleviating some of these addictions. Also, what we have grown to realize that no one entity can really solve this problem. And so as a small country in Grenada, we definitely need to take a communal approach. We need to collaborate in terms of dealing with this sort of ills in our country.
Although the prison system, the churches and organizations such as Adult and Teen Challenge are doing their part in the rehabilitation process, it requires an all-of-society input. From outside the gates of the Richmond Hill Prison, I am Chrislena John for GBN News.